Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Legends of Sport podcast. I'm your host, as always, Andy Bernstein. We're excited to bring this week's guest to all of you. Lethal Shooter, also known as Chris Matthews, is recognized as one of basketball's top shooting coaches and one of the sport's most creative minds. Chris played collegiate ball at Washington State and then went on to St. Bonaventure, where he demolished almost every shooting record. When he wasn't drafted to the NBA, he made a career abroad. After 7 years and several injuries, Chris decided to move on from his playing career in 2016. Chris has trained players from almost every NBA team and top players from the WNBA as well. Through the art of shooting and his impressive social media following of over 4 million followers, Chris has been able to share his knowledge with everyone, everywhere. Chris was honored this year at the 2024 Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame with an exhibition in his honor that is now enshrined at the Hall of Fame Museum, and we got the opportunity to sit down with him during that weekend and talk about what this honor means to him and what it means to be in the same league and in the same building as his fellow St. Bonaventure alum, the legendary Bob Lanier. Enjoy, everybody, and as always, I'll see you on the backside. All right, I'm here with Lethal Shooter, the man himself, Chris Matthews. Good to see you, man. How you been?
I'm doing good, man.
Yeah.
Long trip, but it's all worth it.
Yeah, so tell me what's going on this weekend at the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so I'm going to be honored to be able to donate 2 of my rims and a pair of my shoes to the Hall. I'm blessed that I'm the first trainer ever with 2 editions of Jordan shoes.
Wow.
So I'm going to be donating those to the Hall, and just to be a part of basketball history is a dream come true because, as you know, I didn't play in the NBA. But I train all the top NBA players, and I can't even put into words just what this feeling feels like.
So how did it all start for you? Like the training, meeting these NBA guys, developing your techniques. I mean, how did that all begin?
Yeah, so as you know, I played high-level high school basketball. I played at National Christian Academy where me and Kevin Durant played on the same high school team for 2 years. I went to college with Tony Bennett at Washington State in the Pac-10. My first year was Dick Bennett. You remember Dick? Yeah. And then I transferred to St. Bonaventure, where I was blessed to have Coach Schmidt as my coach. I broke all of the three-point records. Yeah. And I went to play pro, but I was injury prone. And I started realizing, like, dang, when I'm in practice, I'm always teaching people how to shoot, but for free. So I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do for my life. Yeah. And then one of my friends, he was in the NBA. His name's Kevin Seraphin. And he was like, well, move with me to Paris to teach me how to shoot. Okay. And at that time, I was like borderline homeless. So I was like, shoot, food, home, I'll do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was training him, and he was like, bro, this might be the best training I've ever had in my life. Yeah. But I thought he was just saying that because I was his friend. And then now you look up, it's 7-8 years later, and I'm training Jaylen Brown, Grayson Allen, Anthony Davis, Bobby Portis, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. So it's just a blessing that these NBA players have trusted me with their jump shots.
And you're based in L.A.?
I'm based in L.A., but I'm from Washington, D.C.
Okay, gotcha. And any WNBA players come through your program?
Yeah. So as you probably don't know, but I'm actually the director of Nike Academy.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so all the top Nike athletes come to us in the summertime, all the top high school and college athletes. So any player you want to name in the WNBA or any player in top college basketball has to deal with Nike, they come through us as part of Nike basketball.
Did you ever get a chance to work with Kobe and Gigi back in the day?
No, that would have been awesome. But I have been in the gym with them and watched them put in work. But to have worked with them, I haven't. But I think to me, my dream job would have been Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal. Who else is my dream job? I think those 2, honestly. Yeah, those 2, honestly.
Who in this newest generation really gets your juices flowing? You know, I mean, you talked about KD, and you know, I consider him old guard. You know, him and Steph, of course, LeBron. But the newer guys, and I'll throw Devin Booker in with the new guys. But you know, who gets you going? Like, wow, I could really help that guy.
Well, unfortunately, the way that I watch basketball, my brain, I feel like that if somebody isn't elite as a Steph Curry or Klay Thompson or like a Ray Allen back in the day, I think I can help everybody. So a good example is Grayson Allen.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
when I started with him 3 years ago, it wasn't that he was a bad shooter. It was just small things that we changed. He was shooting around 36% or something like that, and last year he shot 47%. And another good example is Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. You know, he's a great shooter, but we elevated his shooting. So you can only imagine as a sports fan that me and you are when I watch basketball of people who might have bad tendencies, how my brain is.
Yeah, right.
So when you say to who do I think I can help, honestly, I think God has blessed me that I feel like I can help almost anybody with the art of shooting.
Yeah. And it's probably no longer you're going to them. They're not coming to you. Right?
Yeah.
They're seeking you out, which is really, a testament to your incredible success and your technique. That's fantastic. So you excited about being here, seeing all these Hall of Famers coming through, and it's a crazy weekend, but it's so fun for me to be here every year. It's
kind of hard to take in. Like I'm extremely nervous, but I'm not showing it. You know, I mean, of course, people are walking up to me like, "Oh man, lethal shooter," but I'm a little overwhelmed. Not overwhelmed because it's so many people, or it's just like, man, this is as a kid, you never expect to be doing something like this, if that makes sense. So I think once I get in the car and I calm myself down, and I think once we start the stuff tonight, I might be a little bit more calm. But like even when I was just talking to Vince, I don't even know what the hell I just said out my mouth. I might have been talking Chinese to him, but I was just like,
I felt the same way when I was talking about the podcast. But I get it.
It's just like, man, this is, as basketball fans, how much we love the game, to be a part of a weekend like this. I mean, it feels like I'm in a dream, man. I'm forever humble.
Well, thank you for stopping by, man. I wish you the best of success.
Thank you so much.
I follow you religiously on Instagram, and it just, every time you posting something, it's very inspiring, and it should be for this new generation of shooters who could really use some help. So it's great.
Thank you. It means a lot coming from you.
Thank you. Well, big thanks to Lethal Shooter, also known as Chris Matthews, for chatting with me on today's episode. Please follow him on YouTube and his Instagram @LethalShooter. Thanks, everyone, for tuning into this episode and for continuing to support the Legends of Sport podcast. Please also continue to tell your friends to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Legends of Sport, and our Instagram @Legends of Sport. And, of course, my photography can be found on Instagram @ADBPhotoInc. Big thanks, as always, to our producer, Carlin Barker, and our editors, Sean Gosser and Addison Xiao, and everyone who helped us during the Hall of Fame enshrinement weekend. Folks, this is our final episode of 2024. Believe it or not, it is. But we'll be back right after the new year with the second half of Season 7, including a very special announcement, so stay tuned for that. Happy holidays to all our loyal followers. We'll see you in 2025.